What is up, everybody, and thank you so much for tuning back into the channel. Today I'm going to be showing you how to do the out of bounds effect on Photoshop so that you can get your pictures going from this to this in just a few simple steps. Follow along with me on Photoshop and let's get started. Okay, so first things first is we are going to create a new layer. That way we don't do anything to the original picture that we have on Photoshop. So what you're going to want to do is click on this lock that's right here on your picture. It names it background automatically. I'm not exactly sure why. And as soon as you hit the lock, it's going to change it to layer 0. What you're going to do now is you're going to right click, scroll up to where it says duplicate layer. You're going to click on that. You don't need to worry about what you're going to name the picture, what you're going to name the layer. It really has no effect on it. If you want to, go ahead, but I usually don't. And now it's going to call it layer 0 copy. What you're going to do with this is you're going to scroll all the way up to the top left where it says layer. Scroll down to the bottom where it says vector mask, and you're going to hit reveal all. Now it's going to show you your little vector where you're going to create your new border for the picture. Instead of having all of this here as your border, you're going to have create a smaller one. That way you can show everything that's inbound and out of bound for the picture. So right now we have our new layer with our new vector, and you're going to come here to where it says rectangle tool. If you right click on the rectangle tool, it's going to show you a bunch of different options. Rectangle tool, the rounded rectangle tool, the ellipse tool, polygon tool, line tool, and custom shape tool if you are more creative and have different ideas of what you want your borders to look like. I usually just stick to the rectangle tool because my thumbnails really don't call for anything too crazy. So I'm going to click on that, and now it's going to let you choose where you want your new border to start. So for this picture, as you can see, you have my two hands and my face. That's pretty much all I want in the new thumbnail. So I'm just going to choose. I'm going to go a little bit under the eyes and over the thumbs. That way that can be part of what's going to be out of bound in my picture. So right now you're just going to drag it down all the way to the right, and this right here looks fine. You can pick wherever you want. I'm going to stick to right here, and this is the new border. Now what you're going to want to do so that you can visualize it better, you're going to go to your duplicate copy, you're going to double click, and you're going to create your border. So you can create your border by picking one of these strokes. These are going to be different, and for this purpose I'm going to just have not too thick and not too thin, but it's going to be a white border around my subject. So I'm going to click on this, and it's going to show you here. If you click on the exact line, you can change the size of your border, so you can make it really thick or really thin depending on what you want. I usually keep it right here. Press OK, and there you're going to have what's going to be inbound and what you're going to have out of bound. Okay, so now that we have our new border, we're going to start selecting what we want to appear in front of the border. That way it can give it that nice out of bound effect. It's going to make it appear as if the border is passing behind our neck instead of in front of our face the way it is now. The way we do this is by going to our original layer, right click on it, and select duplicate layer. Now what you're going to want to remember is that the order of the layers matters. So if you don't have it in the correct order, you're not going to be able to see what you've been working on before. So the way you do this is by taking the new copy and dragging it all the way to the top, and you're going to see that the border disappeared. If you need to see where the border is again, all you have to do is click on the eyeball and it's going to appear once again. For right now, we're going to click on the eyeball and make it disappear, and you're going to go to the top layer where it says layer again. You're going to go back to vector mask and reveal all. And this is where we're going to start selecting what we want to appear out of bound. The way we do this is by going all the way here and selecting the pen tool. Now the pen tool is a little bit weird. I suggest that you give it a few hours of practice in order to get used to it, because it is a little bit complicated when you're using it in the beginning. But after a few hours you should be good to go, and you can come back to the video and start again. Once you selected the pen tool, you're gonna begin selecting what you want out of bound. Before you do that though, I usually come up here to the ruler and drag it down. This way I don't have to keep going to this eyeball over here and clicking it on and off again to make sure where the border is. With the ruler, it gives you an idea of where more or less your border is. That way you can just focus on that and focus on selecting what's above it and what's going to be out of bound for the picture. So we're going to select this again. And now with the pen tool ready, we're going to start picking what we want out of bound. If you notice before, the ruler is a little bit under the top of the border, which is fine. It's just going to be an approximation of where the border is. So once you have the ruler down here, you're going to start selecting, and I'm going to speed this process up just because it takes a little bit of time. And here we go. Okay, so now that we made the selection with the pen tool, if you notice, if you go back and click on the eyeball for the second duplicate layer that we created, you'll see that we are now out of bound. And we're almost done with this part of the video. You can now see, once you click on it, it doesn't have to be that perfect. Depending, if you're a perfectionist, then maybe, yeah, you're gonna wanna scroll in. You're gonna wanna go in and do this a little bit better, but for this video we're totally fine. Now what you're going to want to do is go back to the original layer, and you're going to go to the bottom where you have the fill. You're going to color it in. We're going to be coloring in the back of the photo what we don't need anymore. So I usually pick a solid color, and you're going to see that the background of the photo of the original photo disappears into whatever color you're going to be picking. Since I usually drop these types of pictures onto a new thumbnail that I'm making for my videos, I usually go and make it green. That way it's a little bit easier for me later on to make the background disappear. But usually you can really pick whatever color you want, and basically, yeah, now you can see that the picture is out of bound. If you got lost in any part of this video, feel free to go back to the beginning and start all over. But basically, this is what I usually do for my thumbnails. This is how I get the out of bound effect. Of course, later on, I will go in and make sure that these edges are a little bit better done. But for the purposes of this video, we're pretty much finished up. If at any point you got lost during the video, please feel free to go to the beginning and start all over. But this is pretty much it. This is pretty much the process that I go through when creating my out of bound effect for my thumbnails. I'll usually go in later on and fix these edges right here. But pretty much for this video, this is pretty much good to go. If you have any questions, please leave a comment. If you enjoyed or learned anything new, please leave a like and subscribe to the channel. Continue to help the channel grow. Continue to let me know what I can be doing better for you guys, and suggest topics that I can be doing for you guys. As always, my name is Orlando. This is Diddle 316 Gaming. I love you all very much. Have a wonderful night, and I'll see you next time.